Hey, and welcome to video number 5. We're going to talk about microphones that you can use, how to set up all the hardware and software that you can use as well. We'll recommend a few softwares to use, and I'll also recommend some free softwares that you can use as well. Let's start by talking about microphones and hardware. Having a really good microphone can actually be the difference between your audio sounding really good and really bad. What I recommend that you look for, if you go on Amazon.com, or you can go on eBay or any other site, you're basically looking for a microphone that is a condenser USB microphone or a condenser microphone. It doesn't necessarily have to be a USB microphone. In fact, I'd recommend personally, in fact, right now I am using the Audio-Technica AT2020 XLR microphone. I'm not using the USB microphone. I'm using the XLR microphone. In fact, if I go up here and type in Audio-Technica or AT2020 XLR, that's actually what I'm using. I'm not using the USB version. The reason why is because I'm actually having a setup where I connect my microphone, the XLR, which is like this 3-prong looking wire, connecting to what we call a Blue Microphones Icicle. It converts a XLR to a USB mic. Now, the reason why I like this is because this little knob here can actually control what we call gain. Now, it also controls basically how your audio sounds as well. So I prefer to use this, but that's just my setup. Now, AT2020 is good. You can use a USB if you want to. I'm not saying not to, but that's what I use, and that's what has worked really well for me. I have used USB-based microphones in the past, and it's been okay. I can't necessarily say it's going to be good for the future, but generally speaking, if you have some sort of XLR mic, you can turn any XLR mic into USB by using this. And of course, you have that little feature that allows you to use phantom power. And phantom power basically allows it to power the XLR mic. But with this specific device, you can also do a lot more. In fact, as you can see, you have studio quality preamp, fully balanced, low noise analog. Now, you don't really need to know what that means. It just makes it sound a lot better versus just having merely a USB plugged directly into your computer. Now, there are several different types of AT, Audio-Technica condenser microphones. There is one AT2035, and there's another one out there as well. But I recommend if you're starting out with a budget, just start out with the AT2020. As you can see, it's only $50. And once you have it, and you can create tons of podcasts, you can create videos, and more. Now, what I recommend that you do is get the package right here. Or in this case, get the package here, which is $87. It's a lot cheaper than the other price. Now, the reason why I say get the package is because you're going to need to have a pop filter. Now, when I say pop and S, and you don't have a pop filter and you talk directly into the microphone, what's going to happen is you're going to have tons of spikes. So it's going to make your editing life a nightmare. So you're going to want to have a pop filter here. The stand makes your life a lot easier as well. That way, it's not sitting on your desk, and as you type or do things on your desk, it doesn't absorb the sound. So, in fact, right now I have a stand, and the stand is connected to a pop filter, which is connected to a spider mount. And you can also find that under here. But that's pretty much the setup that I recommend. If you want to start low and you're on a budget, I recommend just starting with a condenser microphone, a pop filter. You don't have to have a stand, but it makes your sound actually sounds a lot better because you're not, it doesn't matter if you punch the desk like I'm doing now, you barely hear it. So that's the setup that I have, and that's recommended. You can always contact somebody on sweetwater.com. Sweetwater is a good site to go to. They actually have people that you can talk to. So you can actually call in and ask people different types of setups, what they recommend, things that you need, and so forth. I've actually talked to several people at Sweetwater, and they're very, very helpful. Very, very knowledgeable about this area. So you can use this site, call them up, gain more knowledge if you're stuck, and you can tell them, hey, this is my budget. Can you help me out? What can I get within this budget? Because you don't have to use the AT2020 condenser mic if you don't want to. There are other mics out there that are cheaper. Just keep in mind the quality in the end. Now let's talk about editing softwares. In terms of editing softwares, I actually use Camtasia Studio, which is a video editing software. But I also use it for audio recording as well. Simply because they have, it's just ways to remove room noise, which is crucial to making your audio sound good. So, for example, if you notice you hear some podcasts where there's like this static in the back, that's because they haven't actually removed the audio. Now, if you want to stay on the free side, which I'm going to stick with in this video course, to lower your budgets and lower your costs as much as possible, I'm going to be using a free program called Audacity. So if you go to, up at the top here, audacity.sourceforge.net, you'll be able to download this free software. So you can download it for Windows here. If you click on download here, you can also download it for Macs and Linux. It's not only compatible to Windows, it's also compatible with Macs and Linux. So go ahead and click on download it for your operating system so that you're ready to go and as we begin to use it.